Hey, hi levelers, Rio Daniel here. I'm really excited to bring you guys a video over one of the newest features that High Level has introduced over this past year, this past summit, was the Voice AI Agent. This is like a breakthrough. It's like a new virtual receptionist that you can actually have in your business. And I want to create a video just specifically over this particular component and not the entire AI employee suite. Now, I do want to cover this real quick here. I noticed people seem to be having a problem differentiating between the two. The AI agent is only one component of the AI employee. So right now, the AI employee consists of several other AI features all bundled together. And when your people are offering, like High Level is offering AI employee as a pay-as-you-go or as a one-time unlimited offer, you're getting all of these features with AI employee, not just the one I'm going to talk about today. For right now, what I want to do is just cover the AI agent on this one. I'll have another video that kind of goes over all of them, but for right now, a lot of people have been looking to get this implemented. They've been having problems and they've been wondering why. I'm hoping to address some of those problems, some of the conflicts, and some of the issues that people are having on this video, as well as show you some of the cool things that you can do. So right now, let's go ahead and hop on into it and switch on over here. Okay, so here we are on one of our demo accounts here, and I'm going to be using my HVAC company in this example because I already have everything all set up with the phone numbers and things like that. So I figured we'd go ahead and just use this one as the example for today. So again, this company is called Fresh Flow HVAC. It is a live company. It's one of the examples I use for people if they want to see how High Level works. So it does have a public website. It does have all the features on it that the potential clients can access and things like that, which I would recommend if you're really looking to show off what High Level can do. Put a fake website company out there and then put all those features from AI, the AI agent that we're going to be talking about today, put all of that stuff in place and let people see what they can do in their business by giving them a fake company to call, play around with, and interact with. But right now we're going to be covering the AI agent and some of the things I want to be able to sit back and have you guys look out for. Now, before we get started on actually diving in with the AI agent, one of the things I want to go over are some of the conflicts that people have or could have with the AI agent. So let's go over those first that you should cover and stop these if you need to. So here we go. We're going to go inside here. We're going to start at the phone number area. Okay. So here's the phone number. And right now we're going to go and edit the configuration. Now, just as best practice here, the high level phone system can be quite complicated because of how some of the priorities work between whether you're forwarding a number, whether you're using ring groups, whether you're using the IVR system, whether you're using missed call text back, and all of these things can interfere or deal with the phone system. So it's better to take care of those right away. Now, if you are having problems just with the regular phone system, I'm going to pop over and show you. This is a video. This is just what that looks like here. It's called Solving Lead Connector Problems. I created this video. It's only about 20 minutes, but it goes over priority. It doesn't cover the AI agent here. It just covers the phone system. So if you're having problems with it, check this video out because it shows you the priority of what High Level goes through and how some of the calls can't be routed if you're having voicemail problems, things like that. So I just at least want to give that to you as a possibility. But now back to this screen here. If you are forwarding calls, if you have a forwarding number, please remove that. Okay, just to make sure you don't have any problems with this, because there's no reason for you to forward numbers if you're going to be, the AI agent will answer all of the inbound phone calls. So again, this could be a point if you don't ever go in there, if you haven't gone in and looked at your phone system phone number settings, this right here could be a potential problem. So go ahead and remove the forward down here at the very bottom. And I'm going to blow this up a little bit. So the forward calls, and then down here, the ring incoming calls. This is the ring group feature where you can actually have up to about 8 different people all ring their phones at the same time whenever the number comes in. Again, you want to uncheck that. You don't want that to be a part of your phone system configuration because it may very well interfere or can cause problems with the AI agent. Why have that when you can just as easily come in here and say, delete the forward calls and uncheck the box? So anyway, I've already done that here, so you don't need to, but that's just one thing. Now, the one thing, it would be pretty obvious if you do have this happen, is the IVR system. The IVR system is great. It's like the phone tree. Hello, welcome. And as an auto attendant, press 1 for this, press 2 for this. And it can create what they call a dial plan for your phone system, which is pretty cool. But right now, the problem with the IVR system is that if that's publicized, meaning if the workflow for the IVR system is published, then the AI agent will not work. So please be cautious of that. That should be pretty obvious. And I'll go ahead and actually show you guys that in this demo. I'm excited because I'm actually going to have some back and forth with this. So I just wanted to show you. I'm going to dial and we're going to play with it and show you how things work a little bit here. So I'm hoping, keep my fingers crossed that everything works right and doesn't blow up in my face on this demo. So right now, the other thing I want to sit back and show you is if you come over here to your business profile, come down here to the bottom, turn off missed call text back. Okay. Right now, if you're using the AI agent, there's really no need for you to have the missed call text back turned on. Okay, because if the AI agent is going to be answering the phone 24/7, then you're not using the missed call text back. That feature goes away when you start using the AI agent because it's a conflicting system. You will never have a missed call text back event if you have the AI agent implemented properly. Okay. Now, this right here, if you come down here and just uncheck this, so you don't have this enabled, that's where you would do this at. Now, there are also ways if you are more of an advanced person and you've implemented workflows where the trigger is implemented by the missed call text back. Please turn off publishing those workflows and put those in draft because again, they're not going to be useful for you and they may very well be out there and just be confusing in the future with why stuff happens. So just turn those workflows off if you do have any triggers in any workflows that deal with the missed call text back feature. Now, with that, one other thing I want to show you here is under automations. I did use the basic IVR recipe, and I just wanted to show you if I turn this on right here, the trigger for, and all of this is just basically the IVR system. Now, if we select this, notice right now that I can't select this. It's grayed out if you see this. The reason that this is grayed out is because the AI voice already has this number locked. Okay. Now, I just want to show you this real quick here. If we come over here and we go to the AI agent, which I'm going to get to in just a minute here. So I'm going to hop in and change one of the settings here. So I have an agent already set up that I'm going to go over later, but I'm going to go over a basic new one so I can show you all the features and then go into how I configure the other one just to save time. So right now I'm going to go into the phone system and just turn off, delete this number inside of the agent. Now, the cool thing, I'll wait till I was going to go use some cool stuff about the AI agent already, but we're not there yet. I just want to make sure that you understand about the IVR system. So here for the trigger, if you do have this, now notice that you can uncheck this if you wanted to and check it because that phone number is not being implemented by another tool within the Highlevel system. So if you do have the AI agent enabled and the phone number for that AI agent has been selected, you will not, I repeat, you will not be able to use that phone number inside of an IVR recipe. That phone number will be grayed out. Okay. But because we're not using it, it does allow me to implement this and save it. Okay. And I'm going to sit back and actually publish it. Okay. I'm going to publish this because I want to show you how these things work. And if you do run across this problem, how you can fix it. Okay. And I know we're going over a few things here, but the biggest thing I've been seeing with inside of the Highlevel group is how the AI agent just is not working. Things are maybe they're working a little bit, but they're not expected, or they're long wait times, or just things like that. So I'm trying to go over a few of the things that you guys can do before you get into this kind of a mess. Just turn these things off before you start configuring the AI agent. Here's the problem with this. So I've got the IVR system turned on and the workflow published, and I've got the phone number already selected inside of IVR. And so let's just say you already had an IVR system in place, okay? And you want to come in here to settings, and you want to come under the voice AI agent, which is where we're going to be working at now. Again, AI agent, the voice AI agent is what we're talking about here. If I go into a particular agent and go back to the phone number, the thing about it is that notice right now, it says attached to IVR. Okay. So right now, this right here will not allow me to select it because it's tied to the IVR system. But again, if you go back and to automations and you come here, you move this to draft. This is where you can come into a problem if this thing is in a draft state. And then you come back over here to voice AI agents for this. And you come back over here to phone system, you should now be able to select this phone number here and click save, right? So great. Now the AI agent is turning this thing on. The AI agent is in charge of the phone number. Good to go. Problem is, if you ever go back in and turn that IVR workflow back on, IVR will now have priority. Okay. So right now, if we take a look here, I'm going to sit back and just go into IVR, turn this on. This is a potential issue that I found. So notice that the workflow is up. If I click on the trigger for this one here, notice that the phone number is still here. So now what you have a problem with here, there's no conflict. The IVR workflow didn't say, oh, the phone number is in use and active by an AI agent. It didn't say any of that. So now you have both the IVR system and the AI agent both competing for the same phone number. And unfortunately, the IVR system in my testing will win. So here, if we come here and just take a look here, I've got another system here that I'm calling from. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this and dial just so that we can hear it. I'm going to turn up my volume here a little bit. Now, this is the IVR system.
Welcome to PBS. Press 1 to hear the list of services. Press 2 to leave a voicemail.
So guys, that right there is the base IVR system. So notice we had the AI agent turned on and enabled for this particular phone number, but it didn't do that because the IVR system has priority. Again, check out that YouTube video I showed you earlier. That kind of shows you all the priorities, but IVR is just one of those ones that has the highest priority If it's turned on and activated, it has control over everything from what my testing and experience has been. So right now I'm going to pop back over here to this, go to the IVR, and then I'm going to turn this back off and save it. So now we don't have any contention. And now I'm going to come back in here and try the number again. And from this particular perspective, we should get the AI agent picking up. Let's just see what this does here.
You have reached Freshman HVAC. How can I help you today?
So that right there was the voice that I selected for the AI agent. So notice again, this is a problem that you keep having. If you do have this issue with the IVR system picking up, all you have to do basically is go in and just move the publish over to draft for that and you're good to go. Okay. So those are some of the potential issues that I've seen with phone numbers and being able to have those work with the AI agent. So just go ahead and turn all that stuff off, turn your IVR system off before you start using this to get the best possible usage for the AI agent. So let's go ahead and get back in here and let's go back to our voice agents. So here, I've already got one created. I opened it up and showed you already. And right now, what I'd like to do is create an agent from scratch. Now, one of the nice things about creating an AI agent is the AI agent, as we already saw, can be assigned to a specific phone number. So here's some of the other things that we need to worry about. Number one, you can only have one AI agent per phone number. Just completely makes sense, right? Now, the other thing about this is if you have multiple phone numbers, okay? So if you have multiple ones and you have multiple phone numbers, like you might have phone numbers for your salespeople to use. Individual team members could have individual phone numbers where their clients can contact them directly. And when they start communicating, their phone number is used instead of the main default phone number, which is great. But they can also have their own AI agent if they want to. It doesn't have to say, welcome to the company name. It gets to say, hey, you've reached, Tom's personal AI assistant or Ray's personal AI assistant here. How can I help you? Again, which is pretty cool. So let's just keep in mind. Some people just think that these AI agents can be used for the company itself, but they can be used for any phone number, including team members. So just expand your mind and just think about how you can use some of these features as I'm going over it for team members. So right now, let's go ahead and create an agent. It's going to have a couple of different steps. Notice that you've got this agent details, then you're going to have the agent goals, then phone and availability. So it's going to walk you through a little wizard here. Now, from the first part of this, just give it a name. I'm just going to leave this the default. The business name should automatically populate based upon the settings inside of your location, your location.name. Here's some of the things that you can choose. And they do have some pretty cool, a lot of different choices on voices. So if you're looking for this, let's just say we do an Australian.
In the middle of every difficulty lies opportunity.
There you go. That's the voice. And you can sit back and choose between Brian, deep and mature British.
We have committed the golden rule to memory. Let us now commit it to life.
Wow, that's pretty deep. But anyway, you can choose whatever phone number you want on that one here. I'm just being a little bit silly and playing around with it here. Now, it is only for inbound. Outbound will be coming, so you can be able to make outbound calls. I'm using this as well. But here, initial message just means you can literally type anything you want. This is very similar to the missed call text back. So if you've ever worked with that and you want to put in just the default text message, this is what they're going to say. How do you want the AI receptionist to answer the phone? That's it. You're going to put that in here. Once you do that, you're going to sit back and click next. But before we do that, I want to go over this little advanced settings right here. So if we click on this, we do have the ability to limit the time on a phone call. Now, I don't really know when and can't give a good example of when this would be useful other than just, being able to shut somebody up that just won't get off the phone. But right now, notice that some things on here, the call will end after a maximum of 15 minutes. So you can't have more than a 15-minute phone call on this one here. Keep in mind that this AI agent is charging you per minute. Every minute you're using it here, it's a certain amount of money. I'm not going to say so in case the money changes when this video is published, but it does cost you per minute, or you have an unlimited usage as part of this. Again, part of the AI employee feature, which again, by the way, if you look at this, the AI employee feature is right here. Really, this is just one component. AI employee means all 6 of these things, not just the voice AI agent that we're talking about today. Okay. So when you talk about that unlimited AI employee, which can be very useful, very useful to do unlimited, especially if you're using all of these. So hop back into this part. Here under the response speed, keep in mind, this is, how do you want the conversation to go? Do you want to speed things up? So when somebody says something, they're answering the phone and speaking to the AI agent, how fast should the agent respond? Should it give it a normal amount of speed? Again, brisk and fast. Now you can sit back and test all these if you want to. I'm just going to leave them on normal, but that just means the response speed. Once you say something to the AI agent, how long is it going to take them to respond? Potentially over a longer conversation, it could lead to, turns into seconds off of the phone call. But anyway, that's going to be up to you, but that's what's in the advanced settings here. So right now, I'm going to come over here and just click next. Here, we're going to go into the agent goals. Now, there is a basic mode and advanced mode. Okay. Right now, I'm just going to cover the basic mode. When I go into the other call agent that I've already got configured, I've got that already set up in advanced mode. and I'll go over that here in a little bit, but I will sit back and at least switch it into advanced mode so you can see. Keep in mind though, when you go to advanced mode and you save that, you cannot go back to basic mode. Okay, so you'll have to create the agent all over again. Now that is huge. It might take you a few minutes to create this, but if you're doing some of the cooler features and advanced features, it could take you a little bit longer to set this up. And there is no cloning or anything like that for AI agents yet. So just keep that in mind. You have to rebuild it from scratch. So here for the agent's goals, basically this is just going to update the contact record. Do you want to name, email, address, or contacts issue? Any of these are perfectly legitimate. Now, getting the address really isn't going to be very useful unless you're doing something with a service-based company that needs to come out to your house. That's where that's really going to be useful. Notice that there is no phone number in here because the phone number that they're calling in on the AI agent will be used for the phone number for that particular contact record, so it doesn't want to ask you for it again. Keep in mind, this could be confusing because whatever number they call in on is a number that's going to be called back on. So if they call in on a landline, that'll be the phone number that's registered on the account. And if you try to do text messages with that, you may very well get bounce messages or SMS incapable. So some of the other cool things you can do here is once the call gets completed, you can simply trigger a workflow. If you want to have a workflow that lets people know or just notifies the team whenever calls are made or just to notify somebody, that right there can be made. This right here, I'm going to, blow this up just a little bit more, not as much as before, but if by default, if you take a look here, all of the admins that are on the sub account, now this right here can be annoying for this one here. The email is sent to all sub account admins at the end of each call. This right here would be nice if you can turn this feature off, because I'm sure this is going to drive some people crazy if it hasn't already driven them crazy already. Keep in mind, imagine if you're an admin on the account, you're the owner and you're getting 50 calls a day. That's 50 emails that you're getting every single day, and you're being charged for those emails out of the high-level system. Now, this is a good thing to let just the calls that you get and things like that. But you can also add, if you wanted to, add other people to the email as well. So if you want to email everybody in here, if you want to assign specific users, you can assign that, or even just doing a custom email to notify somebody. Maybe it's a VA outside of your organization. You can let them know as well. But again, by default, you will get emails sent to the admins. So again, just keep that in mind. So right now, this right here is the basic mode. So we're just going to do, let's just say name, email address, and that's it. And that's all we're going to do. Again, we're going to switch to advanced mode. I'm going to show you that. I don't want to mess up this particular demo here. I'll show you the advanced mode in the next example that we're doing. But again, you just have a couple of different options here, nothing too horrible. And then last but not least, we got a phone number. So notice right here, we can't select another phone number if the phone number is already in use by the voice AI agent. Once a phone number has been selected, you can't reselect it again, meaning you can't have two AI agents entering one phone number. Makes complete sense, right? So right now, this is where this is not going to be the best thing to do. And of course, they give you this nice little buy new number right here on the screen, which is great. Now, enable AI agent is back up to another phone. That right there will answer it if any of the call forwarding numbers don't respond. And then if you want to set back and actually set hours on this right here is where it's cool, where if you want to set working hours on this, you can. But the problem with this is that if you do set working hours, then what happens during non-working hours? How do you capture that particular data? This is one of those ones where I've thought about it, and I really just can't come up with a good example of why you would want to set working hours on an AI agent, because then, you might have the possibility of, having a conflict if you turn on the missed call text back feature, because if let's just say this agent only works between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m., whatever time zone you're in. If somebody calls at 5:05, then the agent will not respond. It'll just ring, potentially go to voicemail. Or if it does go to voicemail on this one here, or you have to test the call forwarding if you're doing that kind of stuff here that we already talked about, potentially causing a conflict with this. So that's going to be up to you to test. I just couldn't come up with a good example why you would want to set up a system like this where you would have working hours for your agent. Because it's not like you can say, okay, this agent works from 8 to 5, and then I'm going to have another AI agent, that works from 5:01 to 7:59 a.m. the next morning on the same phone number. Because again, we've already shown you can't have two agents on the same phone number. So I couldn't really give you a great example about that one, but this is about as far as we can go. We could save it if we want to, but this really isn't very useful. I'm just going to go ahead and unclick that. And then from here, we can simply come back here. Notice that we can edit or delete, but we can't clone. That's one of those all nice features that we could always have in workflows and some of these other forms and things, being able to duplicate or clone an agent to keep all the settings that are in there, but that feature is not available yet. You can just simply edit it or delete it. So I'm going to go ahead and delete it. And now I'm going to pop into my cool agent. That's what I named it, my cool agent. And we're going to take a look at this agent setting. So here, I'm just choosing, this is Samantha, teen and focused is what it is. And
Before you put on a frown, make absolutely sure there are no smiles available.
there you go. So that's the voice that we're going to be hearing. And I've also customized it just like, "You've reached Fresh Flow HVAC. How can I help you today?" That's it. Very short, very sweet. Doesn't take a whole lot of time, and it just takes a second or two for this particular voice to say it. Under advanced settings, I don't have anything. I have the response speed being normal. Again, I don't necessarily, you can test brisk and fast if you want to, but some people might find that just a little bit irritating if they're like talking that fast, because it seems like it would be an AI system speaking and not necessarily a normal person. So right now, sometimes people won't even be able to tell that this is an AI person when they're calling. So anyway, just to give you that. Over here, I haven't gone over this, but over the right-hand side, they do have this nice little testing your agent feature here. And I'm going to just move myself over real quick. But I just want to sit back and just take a little bit of time. We didn't really go over that on the last one here. But just like in the regular conversation AI, how you could test the bot, if you train it, you could test it, things like that. This is another way of testing your agent. But keep in mind, they do have a certain amount of limit. You can't do unlimited testing because, again, they do call, the calls they do charge you for. So right now, there's only like 10 minutes left today. I think they probably give you like 10 minutes every day that you want to be able to test this. But you can sit back and test. You're putting in the number that you're calling from. Here's the number that you want to call to and call them. Now, I'm just going to be completely upfront and honest about this one here. I have not had really a great amount of luck with testing this agent because there's no notice before we made the phone calls. The call picked up fairly certain. It dialed, one ring, two rings, boom, or something like that. It picked up. With this test your agent over here that I've got, I tried this and I've literally waited for minutes on this one to call and try to make a connection and things like that, and it just never did. Eventually, one time when I did, it left a message, but I don't know how many minutes later. But that was just really frustrating for me when it doesn't happen in real time. So I'm just letting you guys know that's what I found out from my testing. And just in case that happens to you, that's happened to me as well. So I'm going to move back over and take a look at the settings a little bit more. Now here for the agent goals, notice that, I want to show you this. Notice that switch back to basic mode is off. Again, this goes back to once you're in advanced mode, you can't go back into basic mode. You'll have to reconfigure the agent again, but again, just a couple minutes. It's no problem at all. Now here's where you can actually dive in if you're a real prompt expert, which I am not. Dive in and give all kinds of instructions, general rules, give additional things that you want your AI agent to do. I'm not going to go over any of those particular things here because, again, you can play with that all you want. But here's all the stuff that you can do. Before, you couldn't really guide the agent on what to do. You couldn't make corrections or put in your own sort of instructions or code, if that makes sense. But here in the advanced mode, you can, which is great. But some of the things I wanted to sit back and look at are some of these nice set up your action features underneath here. Okay. These are some of the features that are not available under basic mode. Okay. And they can only be done under advanced mode. Now, I'm not going to take a look at all of these. We're just going to be doing some of the call transfer functions. I'm going to show you how that works. But again, trigger a workflow. This doesn't mean trigger a workflow after the call. This means, can you trigger a workflow during a phone call? So that is pretty cool here. If you have workflows that you want to fire off or something like that, then you can do that. But I'm going to be dealing with the call transfer and kind of show you how that works. But again, keep in mind that updating the contact field, this right here still goes through and just updates the first name, the email address and address of the caller. All of this stuff is being done. So that right there is being collected in this when you go through it. And we'll play with the AI agent a little bit and I'll show you how they respond because I'm trying to make this more of an interactive type demo. And again, it could be a little bit dangerous because these demos could blow up in my face. But here, we're already updating the contact field. You notice that we still have the ability down here to do trigger workflow or receive email. I'm not going to be dealing with any of those and showing you that those are pretty straightforward. But some of the things I think are pretty cool here is, let's just say if you wanted to have somebody, the caller calls up and they want a specific person. Now, I'm going to use an example of somebody calling up and I'm not going to say being an irate customer, but they could be mad. And I've got this one called transfer to manager. Okay. So transfer to manager, this right here is actually another phone number that I have inside of Highlevel. So it's going to transfer to that one. That one's actually one for me. And I've actually got an IVR system set up on that. I'll show you what that sounds like and so forth here in just a minute. But some of the things you can do here is, the nice thing is that you can set up multiple call transfers. Notice down here at the bottom, new call transfer. So basically you can have transfer to different phone numbers based upon the conversation and some of the key things that people say inside the conversation, which I think is pretty cool. Because here's where you just have to be very particular about the type of wording and that you're listening for and the type of issues that you're looking for. So here I've got this phone number here, and keep in mind with AI agent, I've noticed this thing here, you cannot have this. So don't make your phone look pretty. Okay. Don't have a phone number. Don't have a phone number here with, if you copy and paste it from, if you have these nice curly brackets and things like this, copy in a pretty phone number. No. The AI agent doesn't like that. So right now it's going to keep giving you this. And for a minute, it was about 30 seconds. I'm like, what is wrong with this phone number? Why are you not accepting it? But I had to sit back and look at, oh, some of the special characters. So you literally have to remove all of them and just put your country code and your phone number with no special characters, no hyphens, no nothing like that in there. So just learn from me. I spent 30 seconds scratching my head on that. But here we're going to sit back and say, okay, what is going to trigger this? And again, part of this is, sorry about that. Let me blow this back up. What should the call transfer? When should it take place? If the customer wants to speak to a supervisor, manager, representative, or owner. So those are some of the key words that people are saying. I want to speak to your supervisor. I want to speak to a manager, representative. How many times have you called in an automated voicemail and just said representative just to talk to somebody live, or the owner of the company here? Could have somebody that's mad and I want to talk to your supervisor, young man or young lady. So basically, this is what triggers it. And then what do you want the AI agent to say before they transfer? So I just had them put in here, thank you, I understand. So basically acknowledging what they said and saying, yes, I understand. I'm transferring you now. Hold on. Okay. So again, you have up to 500 characters here, which I think is rather a lot for this. Now, this right here, we're actually going to test. I'm going to show you how this works and things like that here. But right now, I do have this one here. This I put in for fun. Literally, guys, I put in this for fun. Just trying to be silly and goofy, where I have transferred to nothing. If you've ever did phone calls or respond to people calling on the phone, and you get people who are not very nice, they're mad, they're angry, maybe at somebody else, and they're just taking it out on you. How can you have the AI agent actually get rid of that phone call and have it just get rid of that person in that phone call? I put this up here. I called it transfer to nothing. And what I did is I put in a phone number that just is a random phone number. It doesn't even exist. So that when you can transfer the call, it transfers and goes to this number does not exist or something like that. And you could really irritate the person calling you. Now, again, I'm just doing this for fun here, but I'm just saying if, and this should be if the customer says the word F, the 4-letter F word on it anywhere, if they say that particular letter or word in here, then boom, transfer them. What do I say? I see. Please hold while I transfer your call. Good day. Transfer call. You see what I mean? So it's just funny. I thought that you could have a call transfer and have something like that in there to transfer and just get rid of the person if they're being irate with you or they start using cuss words or things like that. I just thought it was pretty funny. So I wanted to share it with you. Okay, so back to the transfer to manager. This is what the transfer looks like. And I'm going to just say cancel. Cancel these and just confirm that I don't want any of those changes done. Now, again, with a trigger, I'm just going to show you this. Notice that you can add a trigger. So again, the same name, action name, which just means you can give it a, what is this really doing? Selecting a workflow. This is where you can select a published workflow. When to trigger the workflow. Again, these are certain keywords or things like that a person does or might say in order to do that. And then what do you want it to say? What do you want it to say over this? So again, you could do this, add more triggers, but again, we're not going to be looking at that today. And again, the same action for the SMS. So just those are all the same. So once you know one of them, you should be able to know all of them in here. Now, this right here is the advanced screen. But again, I'm going to come over here and just show you. For right now, we've got this set up for the AI agent, just to show you that if you did want to set this up, you can come here and do a copy. This doesn't look very well. They do need to work on the formatting of this because it's like the box isn't wide enough, but you get the point. If you want to do this, you can copy this to Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and let's just say Saturday, because I don't have Saturday in here. But I can just simply click apply, and now notice that it copies those dates and times, making it very easy. But I am going to turn this off because I don't want to deal with time limits here. So I'm just going to do that and click save. Notice that I do have the phone number selected, and then you do have this nice call log, which at least shows you some of the stuff. You can get transcripts and summary information over here, which again is pretty awesome as well. So let's go ahead and just see how some of this stuff is working out here. And I'm going to come back over here and click on this one. We're going to dial the number again. So click here and let's just see what this happens. I'm going to talk and interact with, let's just see how long it takes for this to pick up. One ring, and we got 2 rings maybe.
You have reached Flow HVAC. How can I help you today?
Hi, I've got a problem here. My furnace isn't working. I need some assistance.
I can help with that. Could I start by getting your name, please?
Yes, my name is John Smith.
Just to make sure I've got it right, your name is JOHNMITH. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Great, thanks. Could you please provide your email address so we can contact you?
Sure, it's johnsmith@gmail.com.
Just to make sure I've got it right, your email address is JOHNSMITH@gmail.com. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Now, could you please share your address with me?
I don't think so.
No worries, that's perfectly fine. Could you tell me a bit more about the issue with your furnace?
Yeah, it's making noises and it's not blowing out warm air. I need somebody to help me now.
I understand how frustrating that must be. I'll make sure a team member reaches out to you promptly to help with your furnace issue. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Nope, I just need some help today.
Got it. We'll get someone to assist you as soon as possible. Thanks for reaching out and have a great day. If there's anything else you need, feel free to reach out. Take care.
Hold on.
Hey there. I'm still here.
What I was trying to do there, guys, is I was trying to sit back and just show you, eventually the AI agent will hang up. But if you don't say anything and you don't hang up the phone, then you'll get that message from the AI agent just saying, hey, is there anything else? And then eventually after that, a few more seconds pause, the AI agent will hang up the phone on you. So I just want to let you know that, because again, you're paying for every minute that this particular AI agent is speaking. So please keep that in mind. So you saw the flow, and you saw I didn't always give the agent exactly what they were looking for. Like when they wanted my address, I said, no, thank you, or I don't think so. It was very polite, kept going, and just notice how interactive it was. And just as I started making comments, it just automatically used AI to come up with a very conversational message. And I thought that was just very informative, very polite. And for people that may not even know, they might not even realize that was an AI agent. It could have just been a nice girl on the phone. So now what I want to do is show you how this works when we start using the call transfer. So let's call back here and be the irate customer here. I'm not going to be irate, but you get my point here. So right now you saw it did pick up pretty quickly, just 1 or 2 rings on this one, and it picked up fairly quickly.
You have reached Fresh Blue HVAC. How can I help you today?
I'm really upset that a technician didn't do a good job when he was out here, and I want to speak to the owner now.
Thank you. I understand. I am transferring you now. Hold please. I've connected you to a man.
Now this is my IVR system.
Daniel.
So yeah,
Give me a call if you're.
so that right there was the phone number that we had in the call log, if you noticed, for being able to respond. And let's come back over here and take a quick look here. So if we do call transfers, when I ask for the owner here, again, I'm going to blow this up, ask for the owner, notice that triggered the call forwarding. And then it said exactly this. Thank you. I understand. I'm transferring you now. Hold please. And then it transferred to this phone number, which was an IVR system I've got set up for myself. And it answered, and you heard my voice pick up. So that right there, again, you could do all of this stuff in cool different ways. It really depends upon how you want to set up the AI agent. What type of things do you want to have the agent transfer over to and do? Now, one of the things, again, I will let you know that people have been complaining about is currently right now, the AI agent has no way of actually booking an appointment, okay, with you. They have no way of doing that. So that right there is one of the main concerns that people have right now, is that agent can't book anything over. But if you wanted to, could you get it to book an agent? Yes, you can with that. And how would you do that? This right here is just, you have to integrate this. And I didn't want to build this demo out for this video because it is a little bit more complicated, but you can sit back and click on send SMS message for this if you're looking to do this. And you could just simply call this like appointment. So let's just say this, the message input for this one here. What do you want it to say? Again, this right here could be something as simple as you actually have the link to the appointment here if you wanted to. So you can send them an SMS message, and then from here, use this calendar to schedule an appointment. Now, some people may not like, you get the point. Some people may not like this because they want the AI agent, or in this kind of case, the conversational AI agent, to sit back and book the appointment like you would normally see from, again, if you're using conversation AI, you can have a little conversation AI widget where you can have it monitoring SMS. You can have it monitoring your live chat, your other chat widget, Facebook, Instagram, things like that. You can have it monitoring all these cool channels. And then from there, that agent will actually and can actually book an appointment based upon the calendar that you configure in that particular conversation AI bot. Okay. So hopefully you got all that. Now, some of the things here, when should the SMS take place? This is when when customers says they want to schedule an appointment, or let's just say service call, something like that. So some of these keywords that the AI agent can listen to here, and then what to say beforehand. So here, what to say before sending the SMS. This is where, again, you can just simply say, I see you're looking to book an appointment here. I'm going to send you a text message, or send you a text message that allows you to book an appointment. So when they send an SMS message, now when that SMS message gets sent out to the customer, in real time, they can simply come back and reply, hey, yes, you can say, hey, are you in this message, use this, or let's just say this. I didn't have this prepared, but are you looking to schedule an appointment? And then send them an SMS message. When that SMS message comes back, you can actually now have the conversational AI bot monitoring the SMS channel for that particular number. And then when that comes in, now the conversation AI bot can pick up and use the AI bot there to actually get the call, to get the appointment scheduled and things like that. Now, again, that's a little bit more of a complicated setup. I didn't want to build that in, all that whole scenario like I did here into this video, but you can do that very easily just by using some of the features I've already shown you here before, just sending the SMS, testing it, of course, always test it back and forth. But here you're actually integrating the AI agent into the conversation AI agent by sending them a text message and then having that particular conversation AI. Let me see if I have one here. So here for this one, if we wanted to, we don't have it turned on. But again, if you're inside of here, you can simply come down here and make sure that it's choosing the SMS channel here. And then if it's using the SMS channel, whenever you send them a text message to the person about getting an appointment, they can reply back. And then guess what? Now this conversation AI bot picks that up. And now from here, you can simply come over and, excuse me, this is we come over here for the bot training and bot goals. This is where you can actually put in the calendar and do all that other cool stuff for scheduling a link and connect those two. So, guys, I hope you really found this very interesting here, because I really wanted to get something that shows you about just the AI agent, the voice AI agent, how this works, how you can configure, how you can do some cool things, get your mind working, and also help you to uncover some of the issues that you may be having. If you found the video useful, come on, hook me up, smash that like button, subscribe to my channel if you have not already. How could you not? I'm giving you tons of value on these videos. Guys, thanks so much for hanging in there with me. I appreciate you being silly with me earlier about that transfer to nothing call. I was actually joking. Probably shouldn't implement something like that, because I can imagine that person calling back later and really being upset, that you transferred over to a number that didn't exist. And then if they say that word again, guess what? The AI agent's going to transfer them back out to nothing again. But anyway, I hope you found it fun, amusing, entertainment, and informative all at the same time. Thanks for hanging in there with me, guys, and have a great day. Bye-bye.